Hello, my beautiful friend. I'm so excited to have you here today because the topic for today's video is the thing that single-handedly radically transformed my life. It's the thing that healed me to the point where I was able to create a really vibrant, healthy, strong, aesthetic body. And it's also the same thing that has allowed me to create business success and success with relationships and abundance within my bank account. It's the thing that has allowed me to create a fairy tale life. I'm out here in Florence, Italy for a little over a month. If you would have told me just a few years ago that this would be my life, I'd be like, no, you're absolutely insane. I was struggling. I was just in the thick of being broke, in the thick of not knowing what to do with my life. Now, I've been studying Joe Dispenza for close to a decade now, but it wasn't until I started to become aware of the nuances that I think a lot of people misinterpret. And once you kind of become aware of these nuances and you begin to integrate them into your daily life, you don't just like intellectualize them, but you really embody them into your daily life, your life is really accelerated. Everything starts to speed up. And the things that used to take years to come to fruition takes hours, weeks. Like, it doesn't take a really long time. Everything just starts to move much faster when you become aware of the nuances. Before we get into the nuances, I just want to quickly point out what I believe to be the biggest misconceptions with Joe Dispenza's teachings. The first one, and this one is probably not as big, but it is coming through. The first one is the importance of having a really clear vision for your future. So that's not a misconception because Joe Dispenza talks about that all the time. The second one is a much bigger misconception, which is the importance of being incredibly present throughout your day. It's one thing to have a clear vision of your future and to embody that, to tap into that quantum field and then open your eyes and go live your life. It's one thing to be able to do that, but what happens when you open your eyes and you go live your life, and then all of a sudden you start living in your head again? You start living in the past. You start living in a place other than this pure, powerful, potential present moment that's limitless, right? The things that happen is the past begins to take over. As Joe Dispenza says, the past begins to dictate your future. And this only happens because we're not present. It doesn't happen because we don't have a clear vision for the future. Because even if you have a clear vision for the future, but if you're not present, the past will overpower you. Hopefully this is making sense. So the path forward, I want to make it real actionable, but kind of the high level solution. The path forward is to be incredibly present. How do you become incredibly present, Drew? Great question. There's no path to being present. You're here. Become aware of the fact that you're here right now. You're nowhere else. You're here. Now, there are fun and practical and useful visualization techniques that can kind of densify your presence. Something that I like to do, we're going to get into a few more, but something that I like to do is literally closing my eyes and just kind of imagining my arms going out or just like things going out and just like pulling myself here and just like reaching and pulling and just like making my presence more dense. So I'm not so fucking airy-fairy and so light. Like, I feel everything just coming here. And when everything is here, all of your problems completely disappear. They're not even, what am I going to do about this? That's eliminated. Now, you can be aware of those, you can acknowledge them, but they don't impact your experience. They don't cloud your vision for what is possible for you. Again, you can notice them. Of course, you will notice them, but they don't impact your experience of who you really are. So perhaps you can imagine yourself just like coming here and like feeling really dense. Okay, that's one practical way of being able to really utilize Joe Dispenza's teachings. Another thing that I want to do, and this is kind of to wrap up the video, so to speak, to give you some really actionable, practical things to begin using. So this video isn't something that fills your head up with more information. It's something that really inspires a change in your behavior, because Lord knows we don't need to learn more things. All we need to do is fully integrate the things we already know, right? So I laid out 3 actionable steps to begin really utilizing Joe Dispenza's teachings so that you can create more abundance, more success in your life, and so that your life can literally be a fucking fairy tale, because that is possible for you. Like, you literally can radically transform your life in just like 6 months. Less than that if you go all the way and you really want to just make massive sacrifices, but you can be a little more gentle with yourself and give yourself 6 months. And the most exciting vision in your mind's eye can crystallize in this 3D reality. So actionable step number 1 is create a clear vision of the future, right? This one's pretty simple. What do you want? Check in with your higher self. Check in with your intuition. What do you really want? And it's not about what do you think you are capable of, or what is other people telling you should do, or anything like that. No, it's just like being really honest. What do you really want? And then number 2, and again, Joe Dispenza talks about this, is use the quantum field to tap into the state of your wish fulfilled. Okay, so that vision of your future, where in the quantum world does that reality reside? What's the frequency of it? Step 2 is tap into that frequency. Experience that future in the present moment. And then step 3, which is going to be the most important, is present yourself every single hour throughout the day. What I encourage is to have a reminder on your phone that buzzes and say, beep, 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 present yourself. Bring yourself back into this moment and densify your experience of being present, and then tap into that quantum field of your wish fulfilled. Tap into the feeling state of your wish fulfilled. And then when you do that, reality has no other option but to reflect back to you the state in which you reside in most commonly. And if you're always presenting yourself in the state of your wish fulfilled, well, what do you think is going to happen? Really fucking cool stuff will happen. That's it for today's video. I really hope that you integrate it. It's so interesting when you share information like this for free on YouTube, right? Where people can just like pass by, like it's not a big deal. This, when applied, can and will turn you into a massive millionaire. It's going to turn you into the most attractive, amazing, abundant human being. So I really hope, it's funny for me to say this, I really hope you value this, because when applied, this will radically transform your life. Create a clear vision of the future. Tap into that state emotionally. And step 3 is presence yourself every single hour and re-tap into that state emotionally. So you do not allow the past to dictate your future. The way you eliminate that is you presence yourself. You pull yourself here, right now. Because right here, right now, the problems fucking disappear. And it gives space for really abundant and creative thoughts. And when those thoughts are integrated, or you act on those thoughts, oh my goodness, your life, it becomes the coolest thing ever. So much love for you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. So much love, unconditional love sent your way.